All right, so Songen is artificial intelligence, basically, with respect to different genres of music. And it's a pretty cool app. I'm at the launch screen now, and it comes in with a kind of like a text thread. It says, hey, nice to meet you. Let's start to create your next song. I can generate endlessly unique loops and tunes for you. The genres they have are trap, pop, EDM, synthwave, LoFi, and I think they just added jazz. And you get the credits and the royalties of it. And it also exports everything as MIDI files. So it's pretty incredible. Just to show you that other beat that I was playing, here's what it gave me originally. So as you can see, it's nothing special per se. You got to put your own samples together with the MIDI and whatnot. Put this on your own AEV3s, you know, and whatnot to kind and your own drums to kind of build it out. But it gives you a nice foundation, and it's really simple. You just simply select a genre, and you can mix the genres too. So R&B, and let's just say trap, right? So you can mix R&B and trap, and you can hit generate. Maybe you like that, maybe you don't, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit save for now. But when you have this going, you can change parameters of it. So let's change the key. And we could change the tempo. And we can take out parts we don't want, or we can give those parts new voices. Say this flute, we want to change that to tropical in this instance. Now, we're not going to be actually exporting the sounds, we're just exporting the MIDI, but this allows you to hear if it'll work with the sounds you have in mind a little bit better. You can solo things, you can say, you know what, I don't really like the drums, but I might like the harmony, or I don't like the lead, but I like the chords that are backing everything in the bass line. You can go ahead and just pick those different elements in the MIDI when you export them, and say you don't like this at all, you just go hit generate again. So I could already build around that. I can hear how it sounds. I could build something around that. So I'm just going to save that. And you can rename these things later on. But now I'm going to move on, generate something else. Generate something else. This is an app called Songen. It's an artificial intelligence app. Just to be clear, it's Songen. And what it does is it automatically generates, let's just say it automatically generates MIDI, right? Kind of like a unison, but instead of it being just raw files and you got to kind of figure it out on your own, this has enough understanding of the elements that certain genres require or like to have. So a trap genre progression is going to be different with timing and probably the chords that are picked than say a jazz one. So it gives you a lot of things to just open up the creativity. Johnny says, Songen, it's dope. I've been using it for about 2 months now. So are you a premium subscriber, or did you get in before there was a subscription model? I don't know if there ever wasn't a subscription model. I'm just curious. And if you are a subscriber, do you feel like it's worth the $8.99 a month that you're paying as a subscriber? So again, I'm gonna go back here to my tunes here. Okay, you subscribe. So this is how this beat started. Really nothing special, but it started it off for me, and I turned it into this. iPadBeatMaking.com. And this didn't take long at all. It just was simply revoicing the MIDI and trying to get the vibe that I felt like the MIDI was doing. And it was just that easy. And obviously now, once I knew the key, because I exported it with the key, I knew it was A minor. And then what I did was I created an A minor piano scale inside of Nano Studio 2. But you could do that with most DAWs, and that pretty much keeps you locked on key with playing leads and adding different elements to it. So it's pretty cool. Johnny Cohiba says, yes, I do. It keeps me creative. I take it and dump it right in a Cubase's 3, then choose different AEV3 instruments. Exactly. That's really the power of it, is once you revoice the MIDI, you can keep what you want, throw away what you don't, and just build around it so easily. And I really like how you can fuse a bunch of genres together that probably don't. Exactly. Tacumbo says never hit a writer's block again. Yeah, that's really the idea, because I've been having a little bit of a writer's block, but opening this app up and just testing out different things, it's like you could just mix stuff crazy. Jazz, R&B, EDM, synthwave, trap. I wonder what that's going to sound like. It's probably going to sound crazy, but let's find out. You could definitely build something out of that. Yeah, put the right drums behind that. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and save that. And another thing I really like about it is it claims that everything is like random and unique to your experience. So according to the app, it isn't supposed to be doing the same thing twice, which is incredible, because you just hit generate endlessly and you can just keep on saving stuff. Now, if you get the free version, you are limited to, I think, 3 tunes or exports, and you don't get near the level of customizability with genres and going into the mixer and being able to revoice things. I think when I had the free one, I don't remember seeing those options, but grabbing the premium for $8.99, I mean, if you sell beats or are trying to make a living as a producer, this is definitely a cheat code, especially I don't want to. Mean Gene says, checking in to hit the thumbs up button. I'll catch you on the replay. I appreciate it, Mean Gene. You stay up, bro. And please, everybody, hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. I'd appreciate it. And if you aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Johnny says, I haven't heard any of your tracks sound like any of mine. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. I mean, it's incredible. So I look at this like an investment in yourself as a producer. There's a lot of things you could pay for, but I like the fact that this isn't making the song for you. It's giving you a template, a foundation, and from there you can kind of take it in your own direction if you're a creative, and you can revoice your drums. I don't really keep the drums too much at all with this. I completely just throw that MIDI out usually, and I do my own drums from scratch. But every now and then there's like a bass line that I didn't expect, or an 808 kind of pattern I didn't expect. I might keep elements of that and then put my own touch on it. And with an app like, I don't know what everyone uses. I know Johnny says he uses Cubases, and Cubases is great. Horace says, what app is it? What app is it? This app is Songen, Songen. It's an artificial intelligence MIDI generator, we'll say. But it's the artificial intelligence comes in from the aspect that you can pick your genres right here, and it will create MIDI that is really reflective of those genre styles, the swing, the chords that you would use in those situations, and the bounce and things like that. So it really can give you a great understanding. Young High Status says, what app? Let them know, everybody. It is Songen, Songen. It is free to download, I want to say, or close to free. It's $8.99 a month, but you can try it out for free and get 3 exports, I believe, so that you can at least kind of get the concept of what it does. Oh, you're right. Johnny says you can use the WAV files already in the song if you're just lazy. And another thing that's crazy about it, let's go ahead and save this. I don't really want to use this, but let's say I did. When you go to export it, you can export MIDI file, separated drums, and that basically separates the hi-hats from the kick, from the snare, from, all that. And then you can have the group drums where it's all grouped, but the MIDI file is still split with all the different elements like the lead, the pad, etc. You can do the audio file, and then you can do a video file. I haven't tried that, but what I really like about it, which is really cool if you want to work fast, is when you go to export, you can export an 8-bar loop, a 64-bar loop, which is just a block of everything being the same for 64 bars. And it even has different song structures. And you can get more advanced progression, and you can do a DJ-friendly mix. Straight out, it already bounces the MIDI automatically. It's crazy how thoughtful that they were with exporting this stuff. So this is what the 8-bar loop would sound like. But the basic song structure would sound like this. So it lets it kind of build up. So you get the idea. And obviously, again, like Johnny says, you could keep this audio as is, but for producers such as myself, and I think him as well, we would revoice this MIDI. We would take the MIDI and go ahead and put it on different sounds. So let's just say, for instance, we were to export this into, let me name it first because it gets a little jumbled up if you don't name it. How do we name it? Song name. All right. Testing live. Actually, what I like to do, all right, B minor 110. So I would do and I think it was B minor. And I'm gonna group the drums because I don't want all those MIDI strands. And what I like to do, because I like to build from this point, is do the 8-bar loop and export it. Nano Studio. We're now in Nano Studio 2 with it. Let me save this old session, drop this new one. And I love how Nano Studio 2 brings the MIDI in because it's so simple. It's already there, easy with this little menu here. And you just drop it in and you expand the tracks, and it automatically expands all the MIDI so easily. And the first channel I want to say is probably the drums. So hold on, let me move everything to the one first and foremost. Now it's playing like that because I haven't slowed the tempo down to accommodate what we just brought in. So I believe it wanted to be at 110. So let's see. And then obviously if you want to, you can go further and edit the MIDI more. Say you don't want the high notes, you can, or you feel like it's too much playing at once, you don't want both those chords, you can just go. So yeah, a lot of possibilities with this. Let me go through the live chat real quick. Horace says, I'm going to check it out. I hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Harold says, definitely going to cop it. About the best AI MIDI generator I have heard by far, for sure. Vapin McLeod says, with free, you can also delete, then generate 3 more and so on. Definitely can do that if you want it for the free 99. Johnny says, you could do a whole song. You could do a whole wave song. That's not MIDI as well. Just do an audio file and you can arrange that too. So yeah, lots of options. You can basically create loops out of the Songen AI. So pretty incredible, all the things that are possible with it. And what I want to know really is, what is y'all's take on AI assisted production? Do you feel like it's fair or not fair? I know this is a hot issue for a lot of producers. Some purists feel like it's cheating, and then others feel like it's just getting work done faster. So I want to know where the live chat stands with that. Is it blasphemous to use AI in your productions, or is it the smart way to go? And how long do you think we have before we're just listening to computer generated music instead of human generated music? Johnny says, cheat code for sure. For those of us who don't have day and night to be in the studio and have a 9 to 5. I'm saying, like, exactly. You know, not everyone can devote all day and all night and all early morning and all late night the next day being up for 72 hours straight, you know, being in the studio. We can't all be Dr. Dre with that kind of work ethic. Some of us have to balance life and creativity. So I definitely like the fact that you can leverage this and get maybe 3 beats done in a day where you were only getting 3 beats done in a week or something like that. Mobile Music Pro says, what up? iPadBeatMaking. What up, bro? How you doing? What's the name of this app? The name of this app is Songen, S-O-N-G-E-N, and it is artificial intelligent assisted music production. Ron Worth says it's a useful tool, I believe. El May 69 says it's all a tool, embrace it. Okay. I like the energy. Okay, so when I do beats now and I'm using this app, I'm not gonna get flamed in the comments about I'm cheating and I'm not a real producer because I'm using the Songen artificial intelligence to help me be creative. So for anyone who's gotten here and is not seeing what this can do, I'm just going to go over this generate a little bit more. You can pick all the different genres that you want to mix together. And let's say it's trap. And then say, you know, you don't like the key of that. I'm gonna go ahead and save that one. I kind of like that. I'm gonna go ahead and save that one too. Dang, Songen is hitting tonight. It definitely captures the essence of the genres that you're picking, which is what I like. I didn't expect for it to be able to capture the essence of the the trap genre. DeCumbo says, put it away. I don't want people to know my new toy. I know, right? I shouldn't be giving all this game away, but I really want to help and support the producers on iOS. El May says, it's like cameras, no more dark rooms, but does that not make me a photographer? We have computer assisted autofocus, auto exposure, but no one says you aren't a photographer if you use a digital camera. That is a fact. Let's see what happens with the drill. This voicing is so off, but I can hear what it could be. Yeah, it definitely could be good for melodies and kind of the foundation of a beat. I've seen a lot of apps try to get this right, and it usually comes off sounding crazy. There's another app, and I'm not gonna name it, but I downloaded it from the App Store, and it's kind of, it wasn't musical. It was generating random things, but it wasn't musical, and that's the most important part. It's like, I don't really care about the complexity. I care about it being musical. Can you hear yourself or hear an artist performing on the beat? And if you can't, then what's the point? This is getting saved. Take that string out. That's almost good like it is. It just needs a little bit more. But it's a great foundation. And that bass line to go do no 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 no, like it needs to go high and kind of, you know, glide down, which is, you know, a drill staple. Johnny said, let me just make sure I save this. Johnny says, right, you can get thrown off by the trash instruments, but if you have an ear, you can hear the jam. Oh yeah, that's absolutely right. It's just voicing a lot of our favorite songs. If you're talking about electronic music, whether it's rap, trap, EDM, it's the voicing that's picked that kind of sticks in our head. Like even like an EDM producer like a Calvin Harris has excellent voicing. May says, another thing is computers are good at getting things technically right. Humans aren't perfect, and that's the beauty of humanity. Absolutely. 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 That's what makes music music. I mean, the best music has imperfection, slight imperfection. It's humanism or swing. When something's perfectly quantized, it really doesn't even, you know, doesn't give you that feel. Tacumbo Beat says, you have sold it to me. Please hit the developer up and tell him iPadBeatMaking got y'all a sale. Ron Worth says, I just downloaded that joint. Haven't seen this app before. Nice. Hey, I hope that it helps you in your production endeavors. I really do. And I appreciate y'all rocking with me impromptu at in the middle of a Friday night when y'all could definitely be doing other things. The new WandaVision came out. You know, I know there's a whole lot of other things you could be doing right now, so I appreciate it. All right, now that we went through the drill, let's see R&B. Let's take out the drill. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see what's up with the Latin. That's hot. Now I'm seeing this is especially good if you're not comfortable or familiar with other genres of music and you really don't know where to start in capturing the groove. This is really capturing the groove. I believe this. sounds authentic. You put a little bit more behind that, maybe change the sound of the snare or the kick or the bass line slightly, and add something else into it as a lead. There's a lot you could do with that. Make sure I save that. I think I saved it. I'm saving it twice. Yeah, it's getting saved twice. That is crazy. That's insane. And I like that it's got like a pop. It's got like a pop feel to it too. You can get both that island feel and that pop at once. Cumbo says, I should be sleeping nearly 3 a.m. in the UK. It's brilliant as I can see that it comes up with loads of ideas. Baby McLeod says that was dope. I agree, man. This is nuts. Ron Worth says, definitely gives you a foundational blueprint musically. Yeah. Especially for me, I don't necessarily do Latin music. I've produced it in the form of like organizing a group of people to make it, helping mix it, things like that, working on the performances, but never from like, they didn't really use my instrumental on it. They came up with something and they just needed kind of to be guided to the finish line with the song composition. But to be able to have this insight on some of the patterns that these different genres use is crazy. What is dub? Ace of Base is fire. The Cumbo says, Spotify, here I come. Don't forget about Apple Music and all that. Who is it that everyone goes to? Is it TuneCore? You have your beat tape on everything. All right, let's see what else we got. Disco. I would start with just this and build around this. But you can make this into something real modern and pop. And I'll probably speed it up a little bit maybe. You can definitely voice and edit the MIDI in the piano roll with that bass line and move it off the grid slightly here and there. You can make that sound like a natural bass line. Johnny says that's for the weekend. Exactly. I can't feel my face when I'm with you. Make sure I save that. I could do something with that. Yep, that's giving me pop feel. Doesn't really sound disco, but I guess that bass line is what gives it the disco feel maybe. But it sounds pop. Let's see, EDM. So like disco and EDM might be a cool blend. Will take it. I feel like I'm going shopping for free right now. This is crazy. Let's see. That's nice. I could definitely do something with that. Daft Punk beat there. Yep. Let's see, Synthwave. What is Synthwave? Oh, that's them vibes right there. We'll take it. Tacumbo B says, wow. Johnny says, this thing will have you hooked for hours. It's always the next. It's always the next Will Dope 2. Ron Worth says, save some for us, bro. Y'all better get this app, man. I'm gonna take all that this AI can generate. Now, this has feel to me. This does not sound computer generated to me. I could see this in a movie. I could see this at a dance in Stranger Things or something. It's real nostalgic feeling. Make sure I say that twice. Okay. Vapin McLeod says disco plus synthwave. Try it, bro. All right, you got it. Let's do it. That is cool. So it gave us like a pop drum, kind of that disco bass line with that 80s pad. We'll save that one, see what else it got for us. I never would have came up with this, but I could definitely build around it. Take that. Oh my goodness, what? That's crazy. Yep. Could definitely build around that. I like how you can revoice the instruments. Johnny says, makes you want to do a retro album right now. It's what's going on now too. Baby McLeod says, definitely nostalgia. Ron Worth says, that's good. Johnny says, I never thought about mixing those two. I will now. Yeah, me too. That's a great mixture. Wow. Save you too. Ron Worth says, these aren't presets, are they? How is this working? Randomly? Yeah, they're to clarify, it's supposed to never give you the same thing twice. So it's supposed to be totally random, and that's the artificial intelligence aspect of it. Como says, I wonder how many has come in, seen this and hit the app store. Yeah, that number been moving. It's going from like, you know, this many to then it drops crazy and then all of a sudden it comes back up. So I'm like, maybe they just go to grab it real quick. But yeah, Ron, these are supposed to be AI. It's supposed to be thinking, quote unquote, whatever that means for this, on the fly, and it's supposed to be completely random so that you never get the same thing twice. You notice there's not even like a back button on this, unless it's there and I don't know about it, but there's not even a back button. Once you hit generate, you basically, if you didn't save it, I think you lose it and it goes with something brand new from there. But what our presets are the voicing. So let's say I didn't want the piano, but I wanted to. I could change the voicing. Those are presets. Go ahead and save that. That bass line is crazy. To be artificial intelligence, that's nuts. If y'all are trying to make money off of music, you better hurry up because AI is coming for your job. Johnny says there is no back button, and if you skip one, which I have before, it's gone. There you have it. There are no presets. There is no back button. I'm gonna make an album now. This is gonna give me everything I need to have the foundation to make a whole album. I'm gonna make a beat tape, or I might even rap or sing on it. Vaping, you came up with this combo, right? This synthwave and disco combo. I mean, if you were to blend this with like koala effects, things like that to get the vibe, get that tape sound in it, some side chaining on things. I mean, sky's the limit. Make sure we say that. That's getting saved. Take that string out of it though. Ron Worth throwing up 4 fire emojis right now. Johnny says, yeah, with lo-fi tape, absolutely. A lot you could do with the mix with that. Yeah, appreciate that combo vaping. That is a great idea. Does anyone else have any more combination ideas? Because y'all got the hot hand tonight. I'm over here being basic, trying to mix R&B, pop, and drill, and I'm wondering why it sounds crazy. So I want to know in the live chat, is everyone going for this app 1? And are y'all going to grab the premium subscription to it, or are you going to hold off on that $8.99? Do you not feel like it's worth the $8.99 a month? You get the right artist on this and you fill this in right, this has got hit potential. Vaping McCloud says born in 1970, so this is my jam, bro. Yeah, y'all had some world-class musicianship through your era. YouTube changed my name, says Weekend Vibes. Yep. Make sure I save that. I've probably been saving all these twice. I just don't want to lose it, because once you lose it, once you skip it, you cannot go back. Ron Worth says, gonna hold off for now on the subscription. Now, I'm probably going to speak to this developer at some point. So, Ron, I want to know what they could have done to have earned your subscription, or is it the fact that you're not personally interested in this kind of tool on a paid subscription for now? Or is there something that they could change? Kumbo says, I think it's worth it, as I should be able to come up with plenty of ideas on this app. Absolutely. So you're going for the premium subscription to Kumbo. I just want to be clear, for the $8.99 a month. And is it, and I know a lot of us don't like the subscription model. Is a subscription model appropriate for this kind of app, or should they have just said, you know what, we want a flat fee of $30, $50, $100, whatever it is, and y'all would have just rather have paid that higher end price to get in, but not be tethered to a subscription? Or do you think an app like this, because it's always giving you new ideas, is worth the type of subscription that they're asking for? DJ M Easy TV says, yeah, me too. I'm holding off. It's a great helper to get ideas started. Okay, DJ M Easy TV, I'd like to know, just so that if there's something that they could do as developers to maybe change your mind, what is it that they could do? And Ron Worth says, I'm just not too big on subscriptions. I totally understand that. Especially nowadays, it seems like everything is going to be a subscription. Cheaper yearly, maybe. Okay, so if they were to, let's see, what are we at? 9 times 12. What is that? It's $108 basically, I want to say, off the top of my head, on the live stream. If they were, if it was, let's say $70 to $80 a year, would you do that instead of paying the $9 a month? And Ron Worth says, I feel the price is a bit much. Johnny says, it's appropriate to me because what you're getting is endless for what you're getting. Tacumbo says, you spend that on cigarettes or down the pub. DJ M Easy TV says, I'd rather just pay the big price tag up front and be done with it. So DJ M Easy TV, if the price tag for this, let's just say, I could easily see, I don't want to say professional, not professional, but I could see producers that are making a living, right, with making beats. I could easily see them paying $300 for something like this. If it was $300, would you rather pay $300 for this, or would you rather pay and be done with it in perpetuity until they come out with version 2 in maybe a year or two, and then you have to rebuy it then at maybe a cheaper upgrade price? Or would you rather just have it be $9 a month? And AVXLA says, bruh, I've been using this app for about 3 months, and I assure you it is fire. So AVXLA, I assume you are a premium member on this. Can you just confirm that you are a premium user if you're a premium user? And in what ways has it helped change your music production? Has it given you access to new genres that you wouldn't have otherwise been producing in? Does it help you in the genres that you're more accustomed to? What has it done for your music production? Tacumbo Beat says, by rights, this could earn you loads back. Yeah, I mean, lots of potential, right? Lots of potential. All right, let's see what else we can mix here. All right, we did trap. The lo-fi is the one genre that I tried out and I did not like. I guess they're trying to be kind of offbeat or give a little bit of swing, but the swing is a little too pronounced. Let's see if it's still the case now. But when I tried it earlier, it didn't really sound too good. This doesn't really sound lo-fi to me either, but I guess when you put filters on everything, it would probably sound more lo-fi. But the drums just, I don't know, something's not really clicking for me with those drums. But there's a lot you could do with something like this. Swings a little too extreme on the drums for me on this one too, but I could see someone liking that. But just this here, I would make a beat out of that easy. So I'm saving it. DJ M Easy TV says I would probably pay $99.99. Okay. That's fair. Would you pay that a year? If every year they came out with it and you had to upgrade every year, would you pay that a year? Just out of curiosity. YouTube Changed My Name says, does this have MIDI and stem export of each instrument? Absolutely. Let me go to that page real quick, just so that it's clear. So you go to this page here, YouTube Changed My Name, and you can control all the different parameters of what key you want it in, what tempo you want it in. So for instance, you could bounce the same stems in a different key. So say you want you could actually do the same beat in different keys and different tempos. And if you revoice it, people probably wouldn't even notice. And so the sharing options are the MIDI file with separated drums. So that means your kick's going to be separated from your snare, which is going to be separated from your hi-hats, etc. And yes, each one of these instruments here, the bass, chords, and lead are all separate MIDI. And you can bring them into Nano Studio 2, which is where, I'm going to kill this real quick just so that I can do this again. So here's our MIDI here. And we just drag it in and we go expand the tracks, export, and there's our MIDI. So the drums, I had them grouped together because I didn't want the snare and kick individually because I'm not going to use any other drums for this. But this is like the bass line, the piano, and the bass line, the chord, and the lead right here, these three. And these are all the drums grouped together. But for every DAW, obviously, the process of importing MIDI is going to be different. I just love how Nano Studio 2 does it. But obviously, Cubasis, if you put it in like the media bay, I think you can drag and drop it straight into your project. So a lot of things are possible with that. Ron Worth says, I noticed no rocker hip-hop genres. It must come with premium. No, I'm in premium, so... What I would call, I think it's got a lot of hip hop actually. I think the lo-fi could kind of be called hip hop. Them drums are kind of atrocious, but it's also got drill, trap, and R&B, which if you broke it down certain ways could all do hip hop type of stuff. No rock definitely though, which is weird. I wonder why no rock, but they definitely did not include any rock. Maybe they feel like most rock artists play their own instruments or something. I don't know. Or maybe they just knew there was no way they were going to simulate, you know, the complexities of some of the guitar stuff. If that's how they feel that rock is made, I don't know. But they did just add jazz. So jazz wasn't there before the last update. So it tells me they're constantly adding genres. So it's possible in the next month or so or longer that they would add a rock as well as a traditional boom bap hip hop. YouTube Changed My Name says, that's super cool. Vaping McCloud says, I'd pay that, bro. So you're saying you would, Vaping McCloud, let me be clear. Would you pay the 300? Would you pay the 100? Or would you pay the $8.99? I just want to be clear. Johnny says, yes, you can In Cubase's 3, it does it just like Nano Studio drag and drop. Okay, cool. So Johnny, it sounds like you're a power user of this, and AVXLA, if you're still in the room, how has this changed y'all productions? DJ M Easy TV says probably not, especially when you have apps like Bloxwave. Another great idea helper, Beat Starter. It definitely is. Bloxwave is definitely a great app, and it's not expensive at all. And you can do all kinds of cool little slices and stuff. Whoa. AVXLA says, yep, I'm premium, but here in Brazil, it's $34 a month. That's really expensive. It's a little pricey, though. But I'm a composer, and it makes my work way faster. I'd make 10 complete song lyrics in 2 days. Time is money. I mean, to be able to have that kind of heavy workflow, be able to get through using this app, I'd definitely say that's worth the price of entry. So is that 34 American dollars? Does the 34 translate to American dollars? I'm not sure if you're aware of how the currencies convert, because I'm not, but, or is that $34 of the money in your country, or how does that work exactly? Shuffle genres. Okay, so we have no idea what this will do. All right, it sounds like some old school Destiny's Child. YouTube Changed My Name says, is this sample based or synth based? If it's synth, then it would be cool if they allowed us to use the synth for sound design purposes. No, what this is it's basically MIDI generating with voicing. So they've got little like samples, right? I guess that answers that question. It's like little samples that they've got, and the samples are being played by the MIDI that is generating. So for my uses, I would never export the sounds. I would just export the MIDI and give it what's called voicing, my own voices, my own AUV3s, my own Obsidian instruments, things like that, my own drums. I would just build it like that. I would never use their own their own instruments, their own voices, but you could. But really the purpose of this is to help you with chords, just help you with the foundation of the beat. Vapin McLeod says he would pay yearly $99.99. Johnny Cohiba says it's taking me from making 1 song a week to 4 songs a week easy. Wow. That's heavy. AVXLA says, and it's great for those who make the grand making music for companies. Yep, definitely. Yep, you gotta probably have fast turnaround, high output. And if they shoot down an idea, you got to come back with another one quick. And this could definitely help you get through that. See the pop. Where's that? Let's see what jazz. I haven't heard the jazz at all yet. That is definitely capturing some essence of jazz. That's crazy. Now imagine voicing these with like the new Swam instruments, where you could voice it with the different horns that they've released. You could definitely make this sound really natural. Vapin McLeod says, yeah, export the skeleton. Can you be a little bit more descriptive for me so I can understand? Johnny says, see, I never use pop because all of it sounds like Hootie and the Blowfish. Yeah, it's definitely not that. I'm gonna use disco. I think anywhere I was gonna use pop, I'll just use the disco. The disco is where it's at. That disco in synthwave though. Whew. $34 in the Brazilian currency. Okay. Right back, y'all. I'm gonna just let this play real quick. Give me one moment. Check. Okay. Vaping McCloud says the MIDI being the skeleton or frame, if that makes sense. So are you saying that you want to export the MIDI? Do you want to see what that looks like, or I just want to be clear if there's something you want to see on this app? What up, everybody? If you're just joining, we are looking at Songen, Songen. It is an AI for generating music of all kinds of different genres. So if you have any questions about it, be sure to let me know in the live chat. I will do all that I can to show you what this app can do. It is pretty incredible. Go ahead and save that one. AVXLA says, also helps a lot of musicians who make a living playing instrumental songs in restaurants, small venues, and stuff like that. Now, that is a very, very compelling case, because I could really see a producer being able to use something like this and get so much done for sites that do loops and have their users on subscription. So they just give you a flat fee for the loops that you come up with for people's YouTube videos and things like that. I mean, there's so many possibilities for sure that you could use to take this and monetize it and make at least a bit of a living off of music production. Even if you're not going to make the biggest hit in the world, there are still a lot of avenues where you could find yourself making money with music with something like this. Ron Worth says, I feel like it's really nailing that synthwave. You are absolutely right. And in honor of what you just said, I'm going to hit the generate button again. Johnny says, right, AVXLA gives you the backing tracks to play with, which I do a lot with this. Fabian McCloud says, nah, I was agreeing with you. Export the MIDI, then fix up the sounds in post-production. Absolutely. That's the best way to use an app like this. I mean, if we're going to be honest, I spent like $100 on the whole little Unison stuff, and they just blow your email up and get you to buy more stuff. And all those are just, you know, stock MIDI files, progressions, things like that, that you got to, you know, kind of give your own interpretation of when using them. So being able to have something like this, I definitely feel like this is worth more than that, because it's giving you some creative direction. It's giving you different groove templates that you wouldn't have when you're going into different genres. I would comfortably do a disco and synthwave infused beat and build on top of what I'm hearing here. And that would usually never come to my mind if left to my own devices. So already this is just giving a whole new level of inspiration. Whereas a lot of straight up MIDI kits don't give you that. They just give you the MIDI. You have to revoice it on your own, but it gives you kind of nothing to go with. DJ M Easy TV says $34 is about $6 or $7 in US currency. I Googled it real quick. Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, wow, this is how we're doing Brazil in the pandemic. We're hitting them for $34 out here for, you know, the Songen. I was gonna have a talk with the Apple store down there, because them currency conversion rates were crazy. But if $34 is only $6 or $7, yeah, you're definitely winning. You're right there with us. You're actually getting it probably for a better deal than us in the States. Johnny Kahiba says, I almost bit on the Unison before I ran across this. Yeah. I bit on the Unison, pause, and I also, there was another person who was selling a MIDI pack. I grabbed that one also. No diss to that individual. Their MIDI pack is good. It's got some sophisticated playing, and it's not exactly on the beat, on the grid. It's got a little looseness to it, which is cool if I wanted to add those melodies and whatnot to an instrumental that I was working on. But this is infinitely better than like a stock MIDI progression pack that you're getting charged quite a bit for. Oh, and I'm gonna let y'all know, as far as workflow with this, even though it says Disco Synthwave right now, I always recommend going in and hitting this here, like master preset, anything up here, edit and mix, tap that and put in a song name that reflects what you have going on, where it's C116, so 116 BPM, and what was it? C what? C minor. All right. 116 BPM, C minor. And that way, when you're like setting your keyboard within a Cubasis, a Nano Studio, or whatever, and you want to make sure that you're, playing within that scale, you're good. On top of that, you might forget what the tempo was by the time you get to arranging the MIDI, but you do it like this, it's always there for you. Ron Worth says, so is there a time signature change, or is every beat 4/4 time signature? Good question. Good question. Let's see. I don't know if you can get out of a 4/4 time signature. That I don't believe you can get out of a 4/4. I'm gonna say you're probably stuck with the 4/4. Ron Worth, just to be clear. Yeah, I think you're stuck with 4/4. Johnny brings up a good point, says it hits on the 4/4, but you can change it in your DAW. And another thing I noticed with this, at least for some of the trap or drill stuff, when I was exporting those, I don't necessarily agree with where it said the start of the bar was. I thought the start of the bar should have been like a bar or two in of the 4-bar loop. And so I ended up moving that in order to accommodate to where I felt like the beat really started at. So you'll get that sometimes with this too. It's definitely not perfect, and that's kind of the beauty of it, because it allows you to go ahead and put your own spin on it and make it your own. But yeah, you can definitely get into your DAW and make all those kind of customizations. But it might be worth it for anyone who has a request of this app, whether it's a genre or the time signatures, to hit Songen up, maybe on their YouTube channel, or I think the website is like Songen app or something like that, and see if they'll listen. Because I haven't heard a lot of fanfare about this app yet, so they probably don't even have a lot of feedback from users in terms of things that we would like to see. And Johnny says, I did the same, right? It's not exactly. And I believe he's referring to moving where the beat actually starts at, because it doesn't always, it's got its idea of it, but as a human, you kind of know what feels better. And so moving that around sometimes within your DAW. I'll give you an example real quick, just because I got y'all here, because let me show you what I mean. Where are we at? So the natural beat of this is of what Songen came up with is here. iPadBeatMaking.com. And it's not horrible, but it just doesn't loop right for me with where it starts. And I'll show you what I mean. So I would have rather had it, I think here is where it was. So doesn't seem like that big of a difference, but over the course of a whole song, when you're bringing elements in and things like that, it to me, it needs to land right. See right there, that's a bad spot. This shouldn't be where it starts. It should start right here at the 19. To me, that loops better. So what I would do is I'm eventually go and edit this whole session to make it, to give it the loop that I think feels a bit more natural. Let's see. Vapor McCloud says $14.99 a month in OZ. Is that in your local currency or is that in American? Les Production says, hi, just came in. What's the app you're using to generate the MIDI, or is it a collection of MIDI files? No, the app I'm using to generate the MIDI is actually Songen. Can I get you back? There we go. Songen. And what it does is it uses artificial intelligence, so it claims, to generate MIDI. And you can pick different genres. You can choose one at a time, or you can mix different genres together, and it will come up with something with a lot of feel. So let me go back to disco and synthwave. And you can just hit the generate button and come up with a brand new one, but you can also change the key and the tempo. And when you export it, you can export the audio. So let's save this, for instance. You can export the audio, or you can export the MIDI with the drums all separated. So that's the kick, the snare, things like that being all separated. Or you can have the drums grouped together. But when you finally go to export it, you can have it as an 8-bar loop, a 64-bar loop, basic song structure, an advanced song structure, and DJ friendly, so you can actually hear what each one would sound like. So if you're into your MIDI already being arranged, these different options will definitely help you get there a lot quicker. But yeah, you get the idea. Then you export the MIDI, or if you want, you can export the audio. If you like the audio sounds that they have, I would use the MIDI and do my own voicing. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. It is $8.99 a month on a subscription, but they do have a free one that allows you 3 tunes, I guess they're calling them, and I definitely think it's worth the $8.99. But if you want to do that for free, you can, and you can erase the 3 and save another 3. So I don't know if there's a limit with that, but I know you're not able to adjust some of the fine-tuned parameters of it if you're not a premium member. seeing already that I don't like is I don't like this 808, so I might change something with that. Let's see. Yeah, it's two. It's two. The same all across the board. So, let's see, what were we at? B minor. So we can go to our keys here and scale minor. And the way that we know what we're doing when we hit the transpose, we see the C1 here. And now we know we're in the B0. So where C was is now B. And then using the 808 engine, or in this case the 808 Blingen kit in Trap Kit 2 for Nano Studio, we're able to change things like glide time. So I'm gonna save this part. I'm just gonna leave that alone because I know that's always there if I want to change something. But I'm gonna go to that same patch and let's go ahead and unsolo everything. And let's mute that Mario's Trap kick. Real quick in the live chat, Vapin says, good question, not working at all, unfortunately. Sorry to hear that. I'm playing with GarageBand and BeatMaker 3 so far. I used to use Cubase's I'm thinking you're talking about Cubase, VST like 30 years ago, but have done nothing since music-wise. El May says BeatMaker 3 is my primary, love it. Think I have every iOS DAW. Vapin says still learning iOS. El May says every popular one anyway. Are you coming from desktop vaping? Have either of you tried Nano Studio 2? If so, what do you like and what you don't like about it? I know the audio tracks argument. I agree, but I just want to know what else. That I didn't like. Grab that pencil. Guess it works. AVXLA says, hey, I gotta go now. I think we should make a Clubhouse iOS chat room someday. See ya, bruh. Yeah, definitely let me know if that's something you want to do. Let me know in the comment section of any of the videos that are on the channel, and let's talk more about it, or email me at iPadBeatMaking@gmail.com. Doc Nova says, I think even though it can generate some nice sounding beats, it still can't emulate the emotions behind human generated music or play the perfect part for an existing project. Definitely. I think it's good for like foundational stuff, but I definitely don't subscribe to letting it just take over for sure. Worth says, yes, sir. I appreciate it.